The temperatures are dropping, the leaves are turning colors. We're midway through November and well into the high school football playoffs. I'm Leland Barclay, and this is the River Valley Sports Report, where we highlight area athletes, schools, and players.
You're watching the River Valley Report.
On Friday night, Ozark opened the Class 4A state playoffs with a 35-20 win over neighboring Lamar. Kobe Wilbanks accounted for 5 touchdowns on Friday night, running for a 2-yard score in the first quarter to get things going, and then throwing touchdown passes to M.J. Parker and Demetrius Parrish before adding 2 touchdown runs in the second half to cap the scoring. Lamar stayed close in the first half and was within 21-14 on a pair of touchdowns, including a 1-yard touchdown run by Caleb Green. But Ozark prevailed behind 7 turnovers on defense, including 3 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, and 2 stops on 4th downs.
Parrish on the pick for the Hillbillies.
We talked with Ozark head coach Jeremy Burns after the win.
Well, our turnovers really hurt us right there. I thought we were going to get to go up 2 or 3 touchdowns there, and then had a fumble, and then that kind of cost us there. But came back in the second half. Defense came up with some big picks and fumble recovery on that, and so it was huge momentum swing right there for the Hillbillies on that part of it.
Well, and your defense made stops all night, especially that in the second half. They had a possession where they could have tied you and got the defensive stop.
Yeah, definitely. We got down there deep on a couple passes, and I thought we had a pass interference, but didn't get called. But we made some big plays, and the defense stepped up right there and gained some field position, and it was huge for us.
Because that was a tough first-round draw for you guys.
Yeah, Lamar's a good team, and they played in a tough conference down there as well. And with their style of play, we've had some trouble with them, that kind of stuff. So defense adjusted and kept bending a little bit, but we didn't break and made them throw a little bit and made some big plays in the secondary.
We also caught up with big two-way lineman Charlie Vandenberg after the game, and he had this to say about the team's performance.
Started just fitting and squeezing up front and not letting them run the ball up the middle like they wanted to do. They told our coaches that's what they were going to do, and they shut them down.
How big was it, too, to get some turnovers, early?
Oh, that was the biggest thing. I mean, shutting them down, getting a fumble recovery there at the beginning, and scoring.
You play both lines. How important is it to be physical?
They call the trenches. That's basically it. Fit and squeeze, pancake people on offense. That's it.
We also caught up with running back and linebacker Gavin Gilbert after the game.
Well, offensively, it was really fun because I got to play my first conference game with my best friends, the people that I've grown up with since kindergarten. Defensively, it's just a battle for the first place in the next round. So it's just fun for me, for like a competition.
Did you guys concentrate all week on knowing that they run the ball? Was that kind of something you were looking forward to?
Oh yeah, we knew that they were going to try to run it down our throats from day one of Monday practice at film. But we expected some screens and some longer passes. They did it.
Also in the playoffs on Friday night, starting in the state's largest classification, both Northside and Southside had to go on the road. Southside won at Jonesboro 53-27, leaving at 10:30 in the morning, and then rushing 58 times for 393 yards and 5 touchdowns behind Carter Zimmerman, who ran for 3, threw for 1, and also Devin Huggins, who returned an interception 80 yards for a touchdown. Southside now advances on and will play at Fayetteville in the second round on Friday night. The Northside Grizzlies went on the road to Bentonville on Friday night and dropped a close 38-35 decision to West in a classic shootout between two great quarterbacks. McLean Moody threw for 477 yards. West quarterback Dalton Rice threw for 363 yards, and both of them threw 4 touchdown passes. Combined, they threw 89 passes without an interception. Also, the Van Buren Pointers went on the road and took a long bus trip to West Memphis, Arkansas, on the banks of the Mississippi River, and won a 55-32 shootout with West Memphis. Van Buren used a Peyton Pashier blocked punt late in the first quarter to score 4 touchdowns in the second quarter, 2 more in the third quarter, and 2 more in the fourth quarter. Bryce Perkins threw for 361 yards and 4 touchdowns, and also ran for 2 touchdowns. Cam Keller ran for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Van Buren racked up 563 yards of offense in the win. The Pointers now advance on and will travel to Little Rock Christian in the second round. Greenwood will host Mountain Home in the second round on Friday night after receiving a first-round playoff bye. Also in the first round of the Class 5A state playoffs, Alma kicked off the postseason on Thursday night, going to War Memorial Stadium and dropping a 35-0 decision to top-ranked Parkview. Class 5A is down to the final 8 schools, with 3 of the conference champions still remaining and all 4 of the conference runner-ups still remaining to see who might be able to knock off Parkview in the championship game. In Class 4A, Ozark will host 4A1 foe Lincoln in the second round of the playoffs. In Class 3A, all 3 of the top teams in the 3A1 are left after winning at home in the first round on Friday. Booneville defeated Drew Central on Friday night and now host Osceola. Second seed Charleston defeated Barton in the first round and now host Bismarck, while number 3 seed Mansfield, after a win over Centerpoint, travels to Hoxie in the second round. Lavaca and Hackett both lost in the first round on Friday night. Class 2A is down to the final 8, and it looks like it's going to be an exciting 3 weeks to see who makes it to War Memorial Stadium in that classification. That brings us to GimmeFive, where we highlight the top 5 performances of the past week in the River Valley. Number 1, the player of the week, Bryce Perkins. Van Buren senior quarterback threw for 361 yards and 4 touchdowns, ran for 2 touchdowns, and helped Van Buren rack up 563 yards of offense in a 55-32 win at West Memphis on Friday night. Cam Keller added 175 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Trenton Cooley caught 2 touchdown passes. Keller also caught a touchdown pass, and Peyton Pashier caught a touchdown pass and also blocked a punt early to get the Pointers rolling. We caught up with Van Buren head coach Mo Henry about the win on Friday night.
Yeah, we did. I thought we had a good showing on really all 3 phases of the game. You know, offense, defense, and special teams. Was able to go out and the boys to be able to see some of the things that we were telling them kind of came to fruition, to be able to execute some of the things that we had schemed on all 3 phases of the game.
You ran for 200, threw for over, close to 400. That balance is, obviously was a key to the game.
It is, and just like I've said all year long, our offense is the key to the balance of our team. If they can go out and keep themselves on the field and not get behind the sticks and not turn the ball over and do things like that, then it gives us a chance as a team to be competitive.
Well, and 2, I guess your offensive line pretty much kept, Perkins clean all night. And, what was kind of the key to controlling that defensive front?
Well, just staying in front of them and not letting them just dominate. I mean, they've got some really good players over there. They had a really good D-line, and our O-line just stood up to the challenge. And like you said, it kept Bryce clean. And once he got the feel for it, he got some comfort with it. And whenever he does that and have some comfort in the pocket, he has a lot of success.
You got the punt block early too, and capitalized. Those are always nice to get.
It is, every week, Coach Elliott does a great job with our special teams and going in and try to find any parts of the other team's special team that he can probably try to take advantage of. And some things that we do is based on things that we want to do from a special team standpoint. And we practice a lot of it, and we don't necessarily always go out and do them if we're not ready to try to execute them. But he did. He saw some things in their punt team that he felt like if we executed it, that we would have a chance to block one. And after watching film, it was designed just the way that he presented it to the boys, and we were able to execute and get a punt blocked.
We also talked to Perkins about his performance and also the team's performance in the big offensive win on Friday night. Really been good for you, and kind of what's been working well.
Yeah, I think we are a really confident football team right now, and I think our receivers have been able to get behind defenses, and when we do catch a short, we take it for a lot of yak yards. So just keeping stuff simple, and they're doing a great job getting open, and I've got a lot of time back there too. So anytime we're able to run the ball that much, it makes my job a lot easier. Cam taking it 50 and 70 yards, just being able to get off the field with points, and the O-line being able to pass pro and block the run is really special as well.
What's going to kind of be the key Friday night? You're going up against a good team, good quarterback. What's going to kind of be the key for you guys?
Yeah, I think just taking one drive at a time, one play at a time. I think for me, it's going to be taking care of the football. Can't have costly turnovers, especially when we get in the red zone. So yeah, just taking care of the football, taking it one play at a time, and just put the ball in the end zone. We
also talked to senior offensive lineman Chason Tibido about the win.
It's pretty nice. It's my first playoff win, so that's nice. Being the only senior on the O-line, it's pretty special. You just get to lead the guys, and it feels pretty good.
Man, all we heard all week about West Memphis and their defensive line. How'd you guys handle them on Friday night?
Yeah, all weekend we were practicing for them. Had a lot of young guys on the line, so we're pretty worried. They got one guy on there that's offered at Cincinnati and another guy that's all state. So we're worried about them, but we stepped up to the challenge and blocked them pretty well. The coaching was pretty nice in there, so Coach Van Hook got us ready for that and blocked them.
What's going to kind of be the key? You've already went up against Little Rock Christian once. Mm-hmm. What's going to kind of be the difference? How do you change it the second time around?
Honestly, our protection wasn't as bad against Little Rock Christian, so we just got to give Bryce time. We got to be able to run the football. We're doing some new schemes and stuff, so we'll see how that works.
Number 2, Amari Tucker, Isaac Gregory, and Carter Zimmerman accounted for 5 touchdowns on the ground on Friday night to lead Southside to a 53-27 win at Jonesboro. Tucker rushed for 166 yards and a touchdown. Gregory added 126 yards and a touchdown, and Zimmerman ran for 84 yards and 3 touchdowns, and also threw a touchdown pass of 34 yards to George Harrell to lead the Mavericks to the win. Devin Huggins added an 80-yard interception return for a touchdown. We talked to Southside head coach Kim Dameron about the win on Friday night.
Got over there fairly early. We took the kids to Harding. They ate lunch in the cafeteria there at the university, and then we went and toured their indoor and just kind of made the trip, kind of split it in half. And the kids handled the trip very well. You can tell that they're a little bit of a mature bunch, and was really proud of the way they were able to kind of put the trip behind them and really concentrate and play the way that they did on Friday night. Well, when you have the offensive line that we have and their ability to move people, and the 2 backs that we have and the quarterback that we have that can all really run. Not that our receivers are anything to scoff at, but we just try to make sure that we're doing the things that we're best at, and right now we're best at running football.
Boy, it's a tight game in the first half, and you got the interception return by Huggins. Was that maybe the key of the game?
I think so. It was I wasn't sure we were going to stop them or they were going to stop us, and so that was kind of the break that we needed. That and getting a couple of onside kicks were really big. So that was something that was kind of unexpected, but it was there and we were able to take advantage of it. So, but yeah, that interception was big, and being able to score, have a defensive score, is always a huge factor in winning a football game.
We also caught up with Zimmerman this week and talked to him about the win on Friday night, as well as defensive back Braxton Canada, who's going to be going up against Fayetteville's quarterback Drake Lindsay in the second round.
We were shooting for that 3 seed. We didn't get it, but I mean, I guess we're in the same spot that we would have been anyway, so it all works out. It was a fun game. We just controlled the whole thing. Offense played good. Defense had some really key takeaways, and yeah, it was fun.
I think you guys ran the ball 58 times for 388 yards, 5 touchdowns. You had 3 of them. You maybe your best game of the year?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it, feels like it.
Having Amari Tucker back there and Isaac Gregory, you guys, how much does that kind of help you, especially like on, the quarterback runs and the option? Because really all 3 of you are threats.
Oh, well, yeah, it opens it up for everybody. I mean, as soon as you forget about one person, then they're going to gash you. So then you got to prepare for them, and it opens up the windows for the other guy. So, it's hard to stop.
Friday night, of course, you go up against Fayetteville, a team, very familiar to you, beat you the first time down here. What do you guys have to do to be successful?
Well, biggest thing is we need to eliminate the turnovers, because last game that's what, screwed us out of the game, is because we had 3 turnovers and ended up losing, I don't remember, maybe 14 or something like that. So if we can eliminate those turnovers and play more efficiently, we should have a game.
Oh, it's awesome. It's all 3 years I've been here, we haven't made it past the first round, and it's just it's fun. It's been a stressful 3 years, so I think for everybody here, yeah.
Friday night, of course, you've already played them once. You're a defensive back. You kind of know what you're going up against.
Yes.
What do you have to do on Friday night to be successful? Kind of what's going to be the key for you guys, especially in the secondary?
Play our zone and make sure nobody is behind us, because that quarterback can throw really well, 60 to 70 yards easily. So we struggled with the first time, and I think this time we're going to be able to beat them by quite a bit if we do our job defensively.
Number 3, Mansfield's duo of Tyler Turnipseed and Daniel Burton helped Mansfield rush for 362 yards in a 57-22 win over Centerpoint in the first round of the Class 3A state playoffs on Friday night. Turnipseed ran for 159 yards and 3 touchdowns. Burton added 121 yards and a touchdown rushing. Number 4, senior running back Reese Maresca ran for 153 yards and 6 touchdowns on Friday night in a 49-28 win over Barton. Maresca had a 65-yard touchdown run and has now scored 13 touchdowns over the last 2 weeks. Senior quarterback Eli Huck added 127 yards rushing and a touchdown pass for the victorious Tigers. Number 5, in Booneville's 56-14 win over Drew Central in the first round of the Class 3A state playoffs on Friday night, senior running back Dax Goff ran for 5 touchdowns and also returned a punt for a touchdown and has now scored a school record 78 career touchdowns. He rushed for 175 yards on Friday night to put him over 5,000 yards in his career rushing for the Bearcats. Now there's still time to pick up Sunday's River Valley Democrat-Gazette, where this past week we celebrated 13 area athletes who signed national letters of intent on National Signing Day. We also had a small college notebook by Kevin Taylor, along with wrap-ups from Ozark's win over Lamar on Friday night. Also, Harold had a recap of Booneville's win over Drew Central on Friday night, along with Goff's record-breaking ninth and career performance. We also had the usual 2 player profiles in Sunday's paper. You can pick up the River Valley Democrat-Gazette all across the River Valley at Casey's, Harps, Come and Go, Walgreens, CVS Pharmacy, and also Walmart. You can subscribe online at rivervalleydemocratgazette.com/subscribe or by calling our customer service line at 479-684-5509. You can also follow the Twitter accounts for the River Valley Democrat-Gazette and also mine, Walter Woody's, and Harold McIlvain's for updates from playoff games on Friday night. You can view and purchase photographs from our award-winning Democrat-Gazette photographers at rivervalleydemocratgazette.com/photo. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to leave you with photos from 2 playoff games last week. One from War Memorial Stadium and Alma's game against Parkview, and also Ozark's game against Lamar on Friday night. God bless you, and we'll see you next week.